Good morning and welcome to another video. Welcome to a bitterly cold Doncaster. So it was about 2 months ago when I was last doing the Disused railway exploring Doncaster, and that was a really hot day. If you remember, I was sweating everywhere. It was it was really sticky, and today it's about 1-2 degrees, so it's completely gone the other way. So what am I doing in Doncaster? I'm just having an explore around Potteric Carr Nature Reserve. So Potteric Carr Nature Reserve, I'm not here for the birds or wildlife or anything like that, but there's quite a few disused railways in and around the nature reserve, and quite a few active lines as well. So I just thought I'd come down, bring the car down and just have a bit of a scout around, see if we can find anything interesting. So in the next 15 minutes or so, I'll do my best to show you around what we can see on this map. And I'm also going to keep you updated on where exactly we are on the maps that are scattered around the nature reserve. So, been inside the reserve about 5 minutes, and I'm already on the track bed of the first disused line I've come across. So this was the old Dearne Valley Railway. It's just track bed goes off in that direction, underneath what's now White Rose Way, goes out of the town. Now, a lot of our access today is going to be restricted. We're not going to have the same level of freedom to go kind of digging around in bushes and things like that. It is a protected area, and I'll respect that they want people to keep to the paths. So, but we'll still see if there's anything worth finding here. So that line up there, I have actually got plans to go and explore further up. It goes out towards Yorkshire Main Colliery and on out towards Barnsley way. So yeah, that's the Dearne Valley Railway. So I'm going to follow that track bed further into the nature reserve and see if we can find anything. So like I say, it is private land this. I've paid £4.50 to get in here. Not it's the price of a cup of coffee these days, isn't it? So I'm going to be having a good few hours. It's just nice to be out. So we are going to come across a couple of working lines as well. We've still got quite a lot of sidings over to the left. And we've got the East Coast Main Line that runs right through the reserve, and we've also got the old South Yorkshire Joint Railway, which again is also in use. That goes down towards Maltby and Dinnington, and it goes. Freight trains go out to the iPort as well, just the other side of the motorway from here. So we've got a fork in the path here. So going off the path to the right hand side is the curve down to St Catherine's Junction, down to that South Yorkshire Joint Railway, and the main line goes off in front. So I think I'm going to have a walk down the curve first, see if we can spot anything down there. Line of fence posts on the right. So I'm still following the curve down towards St Catherine's Junction. Just the other side of the fence, I can see an old concrete sleeper there, still with the track pins. Another concrete sleeper there. Plenty of ballast on the sides of the bankings. As you might have heard me say if you've watched any of my previous videos, so I'm originally from Doncaster, but I moved away when I was 18. So I remember coming here with my dad on our bikes, way before it was all closed off as a nature reserve. I'm talking 30 years ago now. So we used to come into the reserve over a foot crossing over the main line. And I always remember he was showing me all these old wrecked wagons that were just strewn on the sides of the bankings. So, but I've been told I don't think any of them are accessible today. So I was hoping to find one, or at least come across one somewhere in the reserve. But yeah, I'm not sure. If we do, it's a bonus. But yeah, it's funny looking back. I didn't really take much notice when we was here, to be honest. I mean, you don't, do you, when you're young. Yeah, but I wish, looking back, I'd have kind of absorbed more information. So we must be really close to St Catherine's Junctions on that South Yorkshire Joint line. So I can hear a freight train just the other side of those trees. But I've just come off the top of the track bed because the path comes down. Come across this little bit of brickwork. So there's an arch down there. So I'm just right in between the two lines now. Got the curve that I've just been walking on that side and the South Yorkshire Joint on that side. Now it's a bit of a shame I can't walk any further, but it is fenced off because I have been told there's an old signal left on the old track bed just up from the junction, St Catherine's. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to get that today. But I kind of knew that. Somebody did tell me before I come that that's been fenced off now. It's not accessible. So I'm heading back up now, up to the main path at the top of the reserve, walking alongside the path, alongside the South Yorkshire Joint that's still in use. And I'm just looking up the bankings. I'll get as far as I can in, up to the fence. I don't want to be trespassing, but all the way up there, I can see old wooden sleepers. Double length sleepers as well, so they're from a junction. Also masonry brickwork as well. Got a little path down to this one. There's an old wooden sleeper again, still with track pins in. So we started there and we've walked down that curve, and that's St Catherine's Junction there, where that old disused line meets there. So we're just walking back up here now. I'm just going to have a look on that section of line. So you can see we've still got active lines. That's the East Coast main line running across the map. And I don't think we can get access to that area between those active lines. So yeah, we'll have a look at that, then we'll see if I can see anything over there, because I think there's a few disused railways over that side too. So I've come back up towards the top of the reserve now. I'm round about the place where the Black Carr sidings would have been. I'll try and get my bearings. But yeah, I'm just walking under the South Yorkshire Joint. So this isn't a disused bridge, that's still an active line. So I'm back on the track bed now for the old Dearne Valley line, heading back towards where we started. Just little clues to remind us that we are still on a disused railway. Right, so I'm coming back up to that fork in the path. That's where we branched off down onto that curve towards St Catherine's Junction. So we've basically done just that triangle between where I'm stood at the moment at Black Carr East Junction, St Catherine's Junction, and then up to Black Carr sidings. So I'm going to double back on myself and just go back up towards where those bridges were, where we crossed the South Yorkshire Joint, or go underneath the South Yorkshire Joint, and just have a look on that side now, see what's over there. I've not seen, somebody dropped a pin on Google Maps, I can't remember who it was now, on Facebook for me, and where the wagon was, but I've not seen anything from the path. There's quite a few bird hides around there and some groups of people knocking about, so I don't want to go foraging off the path. I'm not really comfortable when we're not supposed to. So that was a sign from the signal box, Lower Ellis Junction. So I was just reading on that information board there. It was a bit distorted, but it actually does talk about those old wagons, and they said that they used to dump coal and ash in Childers Wood, which I think is just that side of the lines. And they do say that some of those wagons are still visible at the bottom of the bankings. So if anybody knows, anyone's got any local knowledge, do let me know. I'd love to come back and try and look for those. But it is a bit disorientating round here, to be honest. There seems to be a lot of railway lines crissing and crossing, and I'm constantly having to keep checking the maps and whatnot. And it did say on that sign that this was referred to as Spaghetti Junction of the railways because of all the lines that crisscrossed. Train going over the South Yorkshire Joint Bridge, so that looked like that was carrying new concrete sleepers. It looked like a permanent way maintenance train. So this is where the South Yorkshire Joint line goes, would have gone over the Dearne Valley line, I believe, underneath this section of the bridge. So from here on in, this Dearne Valley line actually turns into a working railway line, which you can just probably hear on that side. And that's just the line coming from the sidings. It's very confusing, so many lines. But yeah, they're not disused. I'm not too concerned about those ones, but it's a good place if anyone's into the trains. It's a good place to come and sort of mix modern and historic railways. So probably a time just to review the map again. So that's the triangle that I did previously, so I've crossed under those railways and I'm just walking there. So I'm going to have a look at this bit. That's another disused section, and I believe we've got another disused section somewhere over here that went down towards Rosington Colliery. So we're back on disused track bed, and this is just a short connecting line between the South Yorkshire Joint in that direction, we'll see in a minute, and onto what was the Dearne Valley line. So I'll see how far we can get down here, but we have got a bridge. Not quite sure what this crosses, to be honest. I'll have a look. Right, so that's the South Yorkshire Joint. We've just come under that line there, so there's a bridge in front there. So this is just a bridge over the river, isn't it? It's a shame, I'd like to have got down there for a look. Yeah, so we can see in the numberings of these bridges. So DVR, Dearne Valley Railway, I assume. So we've got Black Carr East Junction, just to my left hand side. I can see a bridge there as well, to the trees, but all that's inaccessible. We can't get anywhere near there. So I've got a bit of a detour just to get up to where I'm going, is to the old Rosington Colliery line. It was the Dearne Valley line. I think there was a few lines into Rosington Colliery. I think in the later years of the colliery they accessed from the East Coast Main Line just further up in Rosington. So another map. There's a few shadows, you have to excuse the shadows. So there we are. So I've just walked down there. So we've got this Rosington Colliery branch line that kind of came off and has run here, so we can walk on this for a short while. So the view up there, down that path, is back towards the main line. So we'll have a look. So here we are, just walking on the track bed, back in the direction of the main line. So I don't know how far we're going to be able to get up here. It's not on any of the maps for the nature reserve, but there's no signs or fences or anything, and there are seats on here, so it does appear to be a path. And you can definitely make out it's a railway banking. So I can see the railway line just appearing in front, just through the trees. So we're just joining up. with the main line now. So I'm right alongside of the main line now. So this isn't the main line, this is this line, but this line does join up with the East Coast line just in that direction. Now I'm a bit unsure if I'm meant to be here actually, because there's absolutely no fencing separating me from that main railway line, but there's a couple of those yellow junction boxes we saw up on the curve near the start of the video. Yeah, so we are at the junction now, and I don't know if this had come under the Black Carr East junction label. And I'm gonna turn round because we're getting a bit too close to that running line. Right, so that's where we've just come from, and that's looking south now on this Rosington Colliery branch. Got a bridge over the dike. So I'll follow this track bed south as far as we can go. So that looks as though that's as far as we can go on the line of the old railway. It's a bit overgrown from here. So I'll leave it there. I think I've covered all the disused railway bits of the nature reserve that I wanted to cover. There's probably things I've missed through either not being able to get access to or just not knowing about. So if anyone does know, anyone got things that they want to show me, always welcome. Come and show me around. Just get in touch. You know, I'm always like a little bit of company. So if you're into your birds and you're into your trains as well, this is like Disneyland, this place. It really is. So much to see, and it's such a big site. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you've not subscribed yet, and I'll see you soon on another video.